My name is Mike Huskell with the Global REIT Entrepreneur Development Group. Before I get into the details of our project, let me put a disclaimer out there that I'm not a professional speaker, so if I get a little tongue-tied or it's not a movie quality video, hopefully you'll forgive me. Global was created to help people become self-employed entrepreneurs and help them start their own businesses. It was created by myself, an entrepreneur of 25 years, and my business partner Ted, an entrepreneur of 30 years. Between us, we have had many different types of businesses, from small service-oriented companies, maybe 1 or 2 person operations in our early years, to small startup companies that have grown into rather large companies, to national wholesale and distribution companies that did business all across the U.S. and Canada as well. And also to national franchises, including restaurants and that sort of thing that were on a pretty large scale. In addition to the multiple businesses that we have had, all the entrepreneurs that are now involved with Global REIT Entrepreneur Development Group have at least 25 years experience investing in all different types of real estate, from residential real estate to commercial real estate, to real estate related investments such as tax lien certificates or tax deeds or buying and selling notes. So no matter what type of business that we were ever involved in, real estate in some sort of way always either capitalized our new business startups or was an additional income stream to the businesses that we had going on at that time. I've always been self-employed. Right out of high school, I was able to go right into business and start my first business, which was a restaurant operation. I didn't go the college route like Ted did. I knew that working for someone else probably just wasn't something that I would be very good at. So I got into business at 18 years of age. Ted went the corporate route, and after graduating the University of Alabama, he started with a fairly large corporation and was able to work his way up to CEO of that corporation while he was still in his 30s, which is pretty impressive because the company that he became CEO of and was CEO for over 12 years was a company that had several thousand locations, employed over 30,000 people, and had sales in excess of $2 billion a year. So it was a pretty significant company that he ran. In addition to the CEO duties, he directly was involved in all the real estate transactions that they did, and some of them were very, very large commercial deals. So our strength is in traditional business, but is also in real estate as well. And over the past 7 years, we have been training people exclusively in real estate how to successfully invest in real estate. And now we feel, with the way the economy is, that it's time to start really training people how to become entrepreneurs and to become self-employed. So with our real estate experience of 25 years and our traditional business experience of 25 and 30 years respectively, that is really what led us to creating Global, and ultimately is what is leading us to the project that I'm getting ready to explain to you, and hopefully you'll become part of. Our project is twofold. First is to create the absolute best entrepreneurial training course and provide direct, hands-on support for new entrepreneurs or new business owners, or even entrepreneurs that are just having a tough time getting their business to the next level. This is where we'll be able to come in and give them a step-by-step exact process on what to do, no matter if it's starting a new business, whether that's a small business or large business, or how to take their business to the next level, or maybe even franchise an existing business that they had. Now, I'm not saying everybody that's going to get started in business and that we're going to help is looking to open a Fortune 500 company. That's of course not the case. But we're able to help those folks if that is their goals. But what we're going to find, I think, a lot of people that don't have a lot of capital but would like to start their own business, and maybe it is only a 1 or 2 person operation where they're making $50, $60, $70, $90, $100,000 a year. We'll be able to, again, look at the business plan that they have, help them successfully set up all the steps and processes that they're going to need, and let them know what to expect to make this business successful. Now, that part we're very confident we can do, and we've already started that process, as a matter of fact. Now, if we get fully funded or overfunded, we're going to be able to start what I think will be our biggest project and is actually, the passion that's really fueling all of this. And that is to help kids in the age group of, say, 18 to 25. Now, I say kids, realistically, that's young adults. But, with the economy as bad as it is right now, being able to help adults become entrepreneurs is going to be huge, because there's so many people out there that are either unemployed or they're underemployed and just having a tough time making ends meet. Now let's take that to another level. And, with this same very, very difficult economy, imagine yourself as a kid, 17, 18 years old, or young adult, 17 or 18 years old, getting ready to graduate high school, or maybe you did just graduate high school, and now you have to go out there and compete for jobs with some folks that may already have 5 or 10 years experience working, or even may, have 4-year degrees that are, working whatever job they can right now to pay the bills. It's going to be so competitive out there for quite a while for anyone looking for a job. And again, for a number of reasons, it's going to last for quite a while. Now again, imagine these kids that graduate in just a couple of months, and if they're not going to college, having to find a job in this economy and competing with people with experience or maybe even degrees. We see this so often with kids in this situation, and they don't even know where to begin to look for a job or a career. And unfortunately, it just doesn't take long for these kids that are in this position just to become lost and discouraged. Very, very quickly. It's very difficult out there right now, and not having this kind of experience is going to be is very, very tough. And I'm going to get in a second to why it's only going to get worse. So many kids right now get caught in this rut and find themselves with no direction because, again, they don't even know where to begin. They'll come up and say, I don't know where to start. Where do I even start? Let's face it, not all high schools these days have kids completely prepared for what the real world is getting ready to throw at them. I'm not saying that schools are good or bad, and I'm not saying the education process is perfect. Even if it was a lot better than it is right now, I think it's very difficult to prepare somebody for what the real world is getting ready to slap them with. So I'm not blaming the high schools, but it does also seem like they spend a ton of time just preparing our kids for state exams that may give the high school a better rating and more funding, instead of concentrating on what they may need when they get out of school to just survive in this world. So, I think many of the basic responsibilities that kids are going to face are just not taught to them. And if they are, maybe not enough time is taught to them. So that may be okay for kids that are getting ready to get out of high school and go right into college. But let's face it, that's going to be less and less, I think, every year over the next few years, because you have college tuitions that are now rising like crazy. Over the last couple of years, college tuitions have gone up 25%. Now you couple that with the fact that household incomes are actually decreasing, so there's not a whole lot of extra money. You're going to find that there's a lot more kids that are in this situation in the next couple of years than there are right now. And these kids are going to need some type of, not just direction, but some type of support as well. They need to be prepared for what they're about to experience. And again, they need that direction, but they also need that ongoing support from someone maybe that's not their parent. I mean, let's face it, kids don't always like to listen to their parents, especially about life advice, which is why there's, a big demand out there for life coaches and that sort of thing. But those things can be pretty expensive, which is, again, why, we're pretty passionate about this project. Right now, the unemployment rate for kids in the age group of 18 to 24 is over 45%, which is the highest since the Great Depression. And again, in my opinion, that's only going to rise over the next couple of years for the reasons that I already talked about. So this is an area that we need to help in. They need the right mindset. They need a skill that they can use. Maybe they get out of school and they get a job, but they need an actual skill that they can fall back on. They need direction. They need a roadmap of where to not just start, but where to keep it going, that they can build themselves an actual career and be able to support themselves. Right now, there is nowhere they can get this type of information. It's not readily available, and if it is, it's extremely expensive. So we are going to create a program that is made available to them that will give them step-by-step process of not just the tools that they're going to need, basic responsibilities that they're going to have when the real world starts smacking them in the face, but we're going to also be able to find out what their interests are, what their skill set is, and give them some ideas of not just a career. I mean, you can't just say, oh, hey, I want to be a master electrician or something along those lines. It could be anything. They actually need the step-by-step process of, okay, where do I start? What do I do first? And, what do I need to set up? That sort of thing. And, we need to prepare them for what they're going to expect, and we need to get them, in a position where they can actually support themselves. I eventually seeing our program being made available to all high schools so kids can get a jump on this before they actually even get out into the real world and, make themselves more prepared. I know this isn't going to be easy. We know this isn't going to be easy. It's going to take some time to execute, but that's okay because nothing worth doing is ever easy. So we hope that you have an interest in our project, and we hope you'll become part of it. Thank you very much.